Hello, and welcome back. Today we are going to be doing the top 10, my top 10, of Bill Murray. The movies of Bill Murray. This guy's been around since I was born, and from a very young age I gravitated towards his films. He was mainly a comedy star. Now he does more serious roles and cameo roles. But back in the day, this guy was a comedian, and he had something electric about him. He's quite deadpan. However, there's a humour and an attraction to this man, because to look at, if he was walking down the street, you wouldn't look twice at him. But when he opens his mouth and he talks, he has a charm and a charisma that is second to none when it comes to giving it his all. And you can see why characters like Dana from Ghostbusters could potentially find him attractive. He has something, a presence, an X factor, whatever you want to call it. And you can see why SNL pushed him towards the movies, and he was a great success for them. So at number 10, I have the Tim Burton classic Ed Wood. Now, this film was not a financial success at all. However, the movie is great. It's filmed in this black and white noir style. Johnny Depp does a great performance, but Bill Murray does something a little bit different with this. He takes it to a level where he's playing this transvestite who wants to become a woman. And the way he does this in his deadpan style is great. He sat with Johnny Depp's character, mentioning that he's going to have his organs removed and finally make the transition into a woman. And for that, seeing Bill Murray do this and doing it seriously, it's good. It's good. It's a film tongue-in-cheek a little bit, but it's Tim Burton. It's twisted. It was when Tim Burton was good. He used to be such a good director, and he managed to score Bill Murray in one of his movies. So for that, it does have rewatchability for me, and I'm putting that one there. So, we have the delightful, serious role, Broken Flowers. In this one, Bill Murray plays a man who had many relationships with women. The Don Juan of his era. And he receives a letter saying that he is a father and that he has a child looking for him who's 19, and he has to think back to that time because he doesn't know which of the women have sent this letter to him. And the plot of the movie is him going to investigate each woman to find out if it's them. And in that journey, we get to see him grow as a person. This is somebody who didn't have a child, and then suddenly he's been forced into this new world of finding out, because it's in our DNA to want to know about our children. And for this, I like it. It's good. It's got a brilliant cast. We've got Tilda Swinton, Jeffrey Wright. We've got Sharon Stone. And I'm putting that one there. Next for me is Mad Dog and Glory. When I first saw this, I don't know what I was expecting. I was expecting maybe a comedy. And it kind of is, maybe slightly. But what we get to see is Bill Murray playing a villain. He comes across as this lovely gangster who just wants to help, but he's got his own issues. And this is what are explored during this movie. Like, do not cross this gangster. If he helps you, you have to kind of go on his journey with him. And Robert De Niro's character wants to defy him. Even though he's been nice to him, he wants to basically take away Uma Thurman's character away from the gangster life, because he's fallen in love with her. But Bill Murray, being the gangster that he is, just doesn't allow it. And you get to see this fight between De Niro and Bill Murray, and it's brilliant. Carrying it along is Uma Thurman's character. She's the bridge between those two. What keeps those two in conflict and friendship, because they're not always at loggerheads. I like to rewatch this one because it has a serious tone. Like, I do love comedy as well, but like to just keep watching comedies, I like serious. I like versatility, and Bill Murray shows it here as the gangster. So I'm putting that one here. Next for me is What About Bob? I remember seeing this back when it first came out and absolutely adoring it. And the reason for it is we get to see a very anxious, depressed Bill Murray visiting his psychiatrist. And his psychiatrist just wants to take a break. That's all he wants. And he's played wonderfully by Richard Dreyfuss. And Bill Murray's character Bob tries to see his doctor because he needs him. He's having some sort of episode, and he decides to go and visit his doctor on vacation, and the film just is electric from there. What we get to see is Bill Murray slowly destroy Richard Dreyfuss' character, but kind of like take over his family. The stress and the depression that is put upon Dreyfuss is wonderful, but it wouldn't be wonderful without the annoying, claustrophobic feeling you get that Bill Murray puts up upon his character. Like, his family begin to love him, and Dreyfuss is like, I don't understand it. Why do you want Bob around? Everyone loves Bob. He's this friendly guy. But the reality is underlying there's a mental health problem. And Dreyfuss can see that. And Bob manipulates it. And it's just great. Bill Murray plays him beautifully. And I'm putting that one there. Okay, next for me is the delightful and not talked about movie. And that is Quick Change. This is great. Like, the plot is silly but clever at the same time. Bill Murray plays the character of Grim, a bank robber who just wants to get some quick and easy money, and he comes up with the elaborate scheme of dressing as a clown when he robs the bank, and then removing his makeup and looking like he's a hostage to escape the bank. Now, Jason Robards plays the police detective who's trying to figure out what's happened, and he does. And when we're sent on this wild goose chase between Bill Murray, Randy Quaid and Gina Davis on the run, just trying to escape with what they've done. And it's beautiful. Bill Murray delivers some brilliant deadpan gags when he's robbing the bank. Dressed as a clown, the most unclown-like man is dressed as a clown, and it's just, it works so well. The humour, the big painted smile on his face, it works, and I recommend this film to anybody. It's a good family film, I think. So yeah, watch it. Quick Change. It's one of his best. Okay. Next for me is Kingpin. Now, this is a Woody Harrelson and Randy Quaid film. However, Bill Murray plays a phenomenal villainous character in this, a likeable one, and he pretty much destroys Woody Harrelson's character, Roy Munson, just by leaving him after a hustle. And you can see that he has no empathy or compassion. He's a narcissist with a huge ego. He doesn't like to lose. It doesn't matter. He doesn't have any genuine friends, but he's a success in life. And Roy hates him, has revenge in his heart for him for what he's done and what he's taken away from him. And Bill Murray just plays this villain wonderfully. Like, it's so funny. Like, it's Bill Murray at his best. So I'm going to put that one there. Now next for me, we've got Scrooged. This is a film that gets watched nearly every year from me, sometimes more than once, at Christmas time, because it's a Christmas classic and Bill Murray plays Frank Cross, the TV CEO of the network who has completely lost his way. He's successful, but he's not happy. He doesn't care. We see that when he gets his award. He just leaves it in the taxi cab. But the reality is, after the wake-up call from his friend, his boss, Bill Murray is taken on a journey back into the past, and it's just the Scrooge classic as a modern tale, and it works. His chemistry with Karen Allen is very good. The end scene is phenomenal. You believe that Bill Murray is Frank Cross and that he's giving you a message of to be nice to each other, be kind, and I'll take that message each year to remind us of how lucky we are. So I'm putting that one there. Okay, next for me, this was hard. Really, this should be for number one in some ways, but it's not, and that's Ghostbusters. This is the first film that I saw Bill Murray in, fell in love with him in. I love it. I do love the way he plays him. The problem with Ghostbusters is, you take away the lights and the special effects and all that, it's not that funny. But Bill Murray is. We're open to him being the player that he is. Womanizing, doing the electric shock treatment on the man but not on the woman. Some of the lines he delivers to Dana are great. The chemistry between him and Sigourney Weaver is very good, and he's an essential part of the Ghostbusters because he keeps it kind of grounded. He's the real man who's not... How he gets away with being a scientist, I have no idea. Like, we believe it from Harold Ramis playing Egon and Dan Aykroyd being Ray, but with Peter we see no evidence of his knowledge to be called a doctor. We just believe it. Ghostbusters has been talked about a million times. The problem I've got with Ghostbusters is where it's gone now. Like, we had a really good first foundation of a film, an okay sequel, and the rest of it's just garbage. It's garbage, and now he's making cameos in the newer ones, and I'm sick of seeing it, if I'm honest. I want Ghostbusters to end, and it's sad. I always wanted more from this franchise, but now I want it to end just like I do with Star Wars. I want it all to stop. This bleeding of a subject matter. The foundations for this film, the energy from 1984, you can see it, but they could never recapture it. So I'm putting that one there. Okay, so at number 2, this was hard, but I'm going to choose Groundhog Day. In this movie, Bill Murray plays Phil Connors, a guy who needs educating about life, and for some reason he gets trapped in the same day over and over and over again. And at first we see him depressed, and then he decides to learn things and become a better person, and we're taken on that journey. And are the scenes reenacted over and over again? Yep. Does it take away from the film story? No. It's beautifully directed by Harold Ramis, and Bill Murray's chemistry with Andy McDowell is great. You believe it. It feels like a Christmas film because of all the snow and the setting, and it's a movie I like to rewatch countless times because I get something from it. I get a heartwarming feeling from watching Groundhog Day. The transition of him from being mediocre of a man to learning all these new skills, how to behave with people, being helpful, being kind, realising that this is the way to be, and then for the Groundhog Day to stop and for it to be unlocked and for him to have a chance of being happy. That's why I like Groundhog Day. So I'm putting that one there. Okay, so my number 1 Bill Murray performance and rewatchability is Stripes. Years ago I would have said it was Ghostbusters hand down, but after rewatching Stripes many times, I love the character of John Winger. Like, again, There is a bit of rinse, cycle, repeat with him being a mediocre guy and then becoming like the hero by the end of it. I'll take it because it's funny and it's almost believable. Other movies have tried to take from this, like Police Academy, and they've just not been as successful. And it's all down to the chemistry between Harold Ramis, Bill Murray, and the direction of Ivan Reitman. John Candy adds to it. But we really grow to love John. At the beginning, he's a taxi cab driver who loses his job and has no money. He loses his girlfriend and he decides to join the army, and that's where the film begins. His cocky attitude helps with the way his cocky attitude helps the story. We see him going from this no one can tell me what to do sort of guy into this. He's turned into a soldier in this film, and he doesn't even realise it, and a good soldier as well. Heroic. And I like it for that. But more than anything, it's funny. Like, it's funny. Some of the one-liners that he has in this are brilliant. And for its age, it holds up. So I recommend Stripes to anybody, and it's my number one Bill Murray performance. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this. If you didn't, please just go away. Thank you.